Welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all, I have an exciting show lined up for you today. We are about to get our cackle on, our kikis on, our giggles on, all the above, because comedian Josh Johnson is in the building. We are talking about his new comedy special, Trevor Noah Presents Josh Johnson, #. It premieres Friday, June 18th at 11 o'clock on Comedy Central. That's 11 p.m. And then it's going to be available on Paramount Plus in August. So stay tuned because you don't want to miss today's show. Welcome to Check the Rhymes. How are you?
I'm doing well. You having a good day so far?
I am. I love kicking the day off with an interview, so you are already making my day.
Oh, thanks.
Heavy responsibility, I know.
I don't
So tell me, so you've got Trevor Noah Presents Josh Johnson # coming out this Friday on Comedy Central. First of all, where the title? Why the hashtag?
Because the main content is based around my relationship with social throughout the pandemic and how it affected it. Because once everything was closed and there was nowhere to go, all I did was just sit on my phone or on my computer or watching TV or something, and my life just became these screens. And so it's sort of a nod to that happening, and then me trying to break away from it. And then also I talk a lot about what last year was like, and those also have a breakdown of hashtags of those moments and how everyone felt during them. So it just felt like the best way to sum up what I was talking about.
Which brings me to my next question. I caught a snippet of the special and I was curious because I noticed there were people in the audience, and it's still a pandemic. So how was that filming your special with people in the audience? Were they masked up or were they ha and then their spit flying towards you? Like, tell me how that went down.
Yeah, no spit fly. So basically we did have to have a limited capacity audience, but they were masked the entire time and they were tested up until the event. So, I felt safe, and I feel like everyone there felt safe as well, because we all had a great time. And, it was one of those things that is definitely indicative of the moment that we were in, because even if I were to, film a special early next year, I doubt that there would have to be limited capacity and masks everywhere and all that stuff. So I think it also felt like the right way to approach the material, because of the way that we even had to shoot the special was a glaring nod to the time that we were living in. So I felt like if I didn't talk about that stuff, it would just sort of be a little delusional and tone deaf,
Right. Because I wonder, as a comedian, as you're standing on stage and everybody's masked up, are you able to still read their eyes, or how do you, I guess you could hear them laughing, but how are you able to gauge the reaction?
Yeah, I was very nervous leading up to it that the masks were going to muffle the laughs too much. And thank goodness that they didn't. I heard everyone laugh, so I still felt a sense of the same timing and the same way of reading the room. It just worked identical. It was just, the same. And if I had to go off of eyes, I would have not had a good time, just because I already have bad eyes. So I can't see that far. So then I wouldn't even be able to see if people's expressions, if their eyebrows were raised like they're having a good time, or if their brows were furrowed like they didn't like that last joke. I wouldn't have known. So I'm glad that I could hear all the laughs, and I'm glad people will be able to hear them when they tune in.
Right, because if they have Botox, the eyebrows ain't moving, so
Yeah,
you wouldn't have been able to tell.
I'd just be on my own.
Right. So you also talk about, during the special, you talk about dating and you're giving women tips, but are you also going to talk to these men folk?
I think I'm doing both at the same time. I'd like to believe that's what I'm doing. I try to write as many jokes as possible for everyone, so that people can see themselves in it when they are listening to it. So even if I'm only talking directly to one specific side of an argument or one group, I've also left room in there for reflection from the people that are also involved in the joke. So that was at least my intention. I hope it shines through.
Gotcha. And I wanted to mention your mixtape Elusive. It's 33 tracks. At first I thought, is he trying to be like Chris Brown with the long mixtape? But you know what? I love it. It came out June 11th, and I listened to it yesterday, and I just want to tell you thank you for that.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that when people hear 33 tracks, they're like, you mean 2 days? But actually, it's only a little over an hour. So it's the same amount of time.
Yeah.
It's just that incorporating jokes with music, the songs are still the length of songs, but the jokes are short. So that's why there's so many tracks, is because most of the tracks are jokes and most of the tracks are short jokes. So then it ends up looking like more of a daunting undertaking than it actually is.
Right. And the music, like, how did you have a hand in writing that? Like, how did that come about? Because, I know you're used to writing comedy, but then enter songwriting. How did that play out?
Yeah, so I co-wrote and co-produced alongside Mike Realm, and we had Point Lobo mix and master, and that was an amazing experience just because I was learning so much from Mike as we were working together. And then I was learning all the different expertise of the artists that we included. So there's funk on there, there's R&B, there's a little bit of hip hop, and then there's some new spins on Negro spirituals. And all of that came about by me reaching out to Mike and, telling him like, hey, this is my first time writing music. This is my first time writing lyrics and everything. But, if you can help guide me throughout the process, I think we can make something really special. And I feel like we did. And so it was fun to write music because there wasn't the same pressure. Music and dance are the only two art forms that are about every single moment. Even when you're writing comedy, you're trying to get to the joke as fast as possible. You're trying to get to the punch,
Right.
People rarely even care about the middle of a good story. It's like you want the end. You need a good beginning. So with music, I had much more freedom to express in a way that every moment counted. So that was the different shift that I had to make to write the music.
Well, I think you did a great job because, like, I'm like telling everybody, go get it.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's. I hope that everyone listening does something like it. In that it's something I was always scared to do, and it was something I only had an opportunity to do because of the pandemic. Because I had nothing but free time, and the people I reached out to, who would normally be too busy, had nothing but free time. So it came together beautifully, and I'm very appreciative of that. But also, like, do a thing that you're scared to do. I was very nervous about releasing it. I was very nervous about working on it because I was like, I'm surrounded by all these real musicians, and I'm trying to write music. But it turned out really well, and I'm very proud of it.
Well, I love it, and I cannot wait to check out your comedy special this Friday at 11 o'clock on Comedy Central. Trevor Noah presents Josh Johnson #. And is that the hashtag that's going to be on social media? We're just going to do Josh Johnson #?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think that
Okay.
that would help, center around any ideas about it, any feelings people have about it.
All right. Thank you so much, Josh, for joining me today on Check the Rhymes.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me.